Aloha, this is Brother Wetton. Wanted to try a different video that walks you through the step-by-step to play around in the CAPSIM Rehearsal tutorial. This round that I'll be playing is round 3, and I have created this step-by-step guide, simple steps, keeping it nice and easy. It is in Canvas for you to walk yourself through these, to follow along what I'm doing. And these are the results from round 2 that I'll be referring to. You can find those under reports right there under front page. Get there. So I'm going to start out each round. I always start with decisions, R&D, and I need to make sure that my products fit what the customers want to buy. We know the low-tech customers are fine. We go here to the low-tech market segment analysis. Tells us our customer buying criteria. Their first concern is the price is in that range. Second is the age is at 3 years old, MTBF, and then the lowest is the ideal position. This perceptual map, as long as our product is in that circle for the low tech, which our able product is right there, as long as we're in that circle, then we're okay. We're going to focus more on these others, the age and the MTBF. So let's look at our age. This is the able product. The age right here, we start the year at 3.4 years old. That's how long ago the product was created or invented. It's been in the market for 3.4 years. Through the year, we're going to get older. By the end of the year, we're going to be at 4.4 years old. The ideal, if you remember, is 3.0. So what I like to do is adjust it, if possible, so that through the middle of the year, I actually cross that 3-year threshold. So I'm just going to change one little number, recalculate. Let's see what happens. So it's going to change, and as of February 17th of this coming year, the product at that point will be 1.8 years old. That's lower. We want the ideal is 3. So we're going to start out there, we're going to move down, we'll move up. So we really can't stay right on 3, but this will move us down. So next year will be where we want to be. I'm happy with this. Let's look at the high-tech customer segment, buyer criteria. This is again the high-tech. They're much more concerned about the position. The ideal position is down here in the bottom right of the circle, and that is highly important. The next is the age. They want to have that at 0, and then there's price and MTBF. So we're going to try and get, you can see ACE is right here. We're going to try and get it down lower to the right. I'm going to just play with this a little bit. I'm going to recalculate. Let's see where the red pops up. Let's move down some, but not quite enough. And that revision is based on September. So I'm going to try at 9, and 11. That gets us moved down there, but it's not till February of 2019. That's more than a year out. I prefer not to go that far out. I like to keep it within a year. 8.7, 11.3. Let's see what that looks like. That gets us closer. It is November. It's towards the end of the year. I'm going to dial that back a little bit. I think I'm going to go the 8.5, 11.5. That I think it was September is our revision. So I'll be able to sell this product for a few months in the year, and then next year I'll have to do the same thing again, move it down. So I've made changes trying to get the performance and the size in that ideal range. Make sure I'm matching what the customers want to buy. That's just critical first step, number one. Second, I'm going to go to marketing decisions. First thing I'm going to look at here, marketing decisions, is my prices. How do my prices compare with my competitors? Let's look at, go back up to the low tech. My price for Able was $34. Baker is $33.50. So I'm right close to them. I'm okay. Cake is really, it's a high-tech product. You can see here it fits better on the pricing with the 43, 45. These customers are willing to pay more. They want the latest, greatest, and they're willing to pay more. So my low tech at $34, I'm pretty good. My high tech at 45, I think I'm okay. I'm competitive for both. I think I'm going to actually push my price there a little bit. See what I can get away with there. My promo budget, again, this great information right here. In the little information bubble, same thing with the sales budget, good information. So I'm going to look at my low tech. Oh, my customer awareness is 98%. So I don't need to spend much more money on my promo budget. My accessibility is only 68%. I need to continue to invest in that. In both of these, look how far ahead I am of my competitors. This has given me a real advantage. People are more likely to buy my product just based off of awareness and accessibility. I know that if I'm already close to where I need to be, that I only need to put 1,400 in there, and that will keep me at the 99, 98%. I'm going to keep investing in that. Let's look at the high tech. My ACE product is at 74%, 68%, so I need to keep investing in those. Money well spent. So I've got my money there. Now I need to figure out my forecast. This is both critical and difficult. Later in the semester, I'll teach you some real exact ways to do it. For now, we're just going to kind of feel our way through it. I'm going to look at my report from last year. So my low tech, I sold 1,210, but it looks like I could have sold a lot more. This gold line shows what I actually sold. This is my market share. So 42% of the customers bought from me. It was the actual, but if I'd made enough, I could have sold, it looks like, about 55% of the customers. And so what I'm going to do is look, I'm guessing I would have sold to 55% of the customers. So there's 3,049 people that actually wanted to buy last year. And if I'm going to get out my calculator, that's 1676. And then the market is growing at 10% a year. So 1676 plus 10% is 1845. Sorry, I'm doing the math a little bit quick and I'm not able to show you, but I'm just looking at my how much I think my potential market share was. Multiply that by the total demand. That means I would have, if I had made enough, I could have sold a whole lot more than I did if I had made enough. And then there's a 10% demand growth each year in the low tech. We're going to do the same thing in the high tech now. Again, I only sold about 25% of the market for the ACE product. I could have sold a lot more. That looks like, again, that might be 60% almost. So I'm going to do some math. The total demand was 1555. times 0.6, 933. So if I had made enough last year, I could have sold 933, I'm guessing. But that's kind of my math I'm working off of. And then the high tech, it grows 20% every year. So I'm going to add 20% to that. That gets me up to 1119. So those are my forecasts. If I had made enough last year, how much could I have sold? Plus, what's my growth rate? My 10% for the low tech, the 20% for the high tech. So now that I've got those numbers in, I'll recalculate. Those are my forecasts. Next, I'm going to come to the production. Now that I've forecasted how many I think I'll sell, now I need to produce. Make sure I produce enough. You'll see these two numbers come over from the last page, the forecast from there. My inventory on hand, I sold out. I don't have any left. If I did have some left, I'd have to figure that into how many I'm making this year, but I don't have any left. So I want to make 1845. I actually want to make more than that. I don't want to run out. So I'm going to do 2,000. I'm going to go roughly 10% higher, and about 10% higher there, 1250. So I want to make more than my forecast, just so I have extra. And I'm going to recalculate, and it's going to tell me that I can't make that many because my capacity, my plant, my facility, my manufacturing building and equipment can't produce that much. Each shift in my plant for the able product I can make 950, but that's just the first shift. I can have an evening shift that will make 950 more, so I can make 1900 is the maximum I can make. The first shift capacity on the ACE product is 450, so I know I want to make more than that. I double that, I get to 900. Can't make as much as I want, but I'm going to make the maximum there of 900. And now these numbers should be okay because I've doubled my capacity. I'm maxing out on both those. But I want to add more capacity for the future. I cannot add any capacity for this round this year. I add capacity, it will be available next year. So I'm going to add 300 there and 200 there. 650, 1300. Let's see how that looks. So that would give me next year 1250, so double that is 2500. That's quite a lot. And this would give me 650. I double that, it'd be 1300. I could use more. I'm going to go more there because I want to make sure that I don't underproduce next year. You can see it comes in red that I can't make that much. My maximum that I can invest is 9.3 million, and based on how much it costs to make those, I'm at 10.8 million. So I've got to come a little bit lower. And I think I'm going to go to 200 there because I am already in pretty good shape. I could make a little bit more. Yeah, I like that better. And that'll give me some extra. So I've got those in. I'm making enough. Well, I'm not making. I'm making as much as I can this year. I wish I could make more. And I've also, the second thing I do here is make sure I have enough capacity for next year. Trying to anticipate what I'll need and add capacity that year. The last of the decisions is a finance decision. And I'm really simply, I'm looking to see how much cash is available, anticipated to be available at the end of the year. 12.4 million. That's a pretty good number. I like that number. If it's lower, I want more. The first thing I always do is long-term debt. Issue long-term debt. That issue word really just means I'm going to borrow money. Tells me my maximum that I can do this year is 3.697. So I'm going to borrow that much. You can also borrow money on a short-term loan, this current debt right here, or you can issue stock. It gives you max, but I'm just going to borrow long-term debt. It's relatively cheap money. That's my first place I always go to borrow money. And now I've got $15 million anticipated at the end of the year. I'm nice and comfortable. I like having that money sitting around. I just do. So now I've done my 4 decisions. I'm going to go and look at some pro formas. These pro forma is a word that means as if, and it's a computer telling you what your numbers will look like as if your competitors did not make any changes to their products or forecasts or anything else. We know they will. We know these numbers, the actual numbers will be different from what we're seeing here, but it's still helpful to look at these numbers just to see. So I'm going to first go to the balance sheet. I'm going to look at the pro forma there, look at my cash. That's the same as on the finance page. I'm also going to look at my inventory. In my pro forma to sell out, it actually says I am likely to have some inventory at the end of the year. That's great. I want to have a little bit left. I don't like to sell out. I want to make as much as I can and have a little bit extra. So that doesn't look too bad. Those are my 2 things there. Pro forma, I'm going to go to the income statement. You remember this is from the lemonade stand to tell us if we have a profit or a loss. And it gives me a bunch of numbers for the Able product and the Ace product and everything else. You can research this, it's really helpful. But at the bottom of the whole thing is a net profit. And it anticipates I'll make a profit of about $9.7 million. That's pretty good. So I'm going to check that. I'm going to go to pro forma. Cash flow, the biggest one on the cash flow is really the closing cash position down here at the bottom. We've seen that elsewhere, but I am going to check that. And the ratios and balance scorecard, we're not going to work on those for now. Don't worry about those right now. So I've got everything done. I've got my decisions in. I've looked at my pro formas. I feel pretty good about it. I'm going to update the official decisions. I'm going to save it. I'm going to process around. And then after I've done that, then I'm starting over. Now I'm at round 4. Start out with my reports, look at how I did. Then I start with my decisions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double check my pro formas, and that's it. Good luck to you.